Hey everybody, Zero here with another episode. So this is the second time I'm recording this actually, but in yesterday's video I mentioned that I was going to be talking about where I've been for the past year, and I didn't get to that sadly because I was too busy playing the game Lie Eat. Really fun, by the way. Gonna be a video out for that tomorrow. So earlier I recorded this video and I was doing a Photoshop. I was drawing an emote, and I lost the camera footage by not actually gaining the camera footage. I never pressed record. Rookie mistake. Serious big rookie mistake. But it's okay. I'm recording now. I made sure of it. And I didn't really... It was a 20-minute video, and it just... I couldn't get to what I actually wanted to talk about. And what I want to talk about is where I've been. So, without further ado, I hope I don't do too many of these, or if I do, I want them to be like, podcasts and fun stuff. But this is going to be more of a, okay, let's sit in a camera and talk at it for the next 10 minutes. Hopefully, maybe I can get it done in 15. I really want to get it done quick. But yeah, for now, I'm going to be the old wise man giving you a little story or two for the next 10-15 minutes. So, where have I been? Let's start with the reason. So, the reason I stopped making YouTube videos was something that a lot of artists face, and for the past year, I've been really going after, for one thing, art. I'm not especially good at it, as I saw through that last video, but that thumbnail I did for Lie Eat episode 1, I drew the characters. I've been working a lot on animation, and I really want to get into character design. Actually, the two colleges I'm looking at right now, in case anyone's wondering, is CalArts and Gnomon, which are two really decent animation colleges. Gnomon's more 3D, CalArts is more 2D. But anyways, that's not the point. So the point is, I wasn't improving, and I saw it. I saw that my videos were subpar. My comedy was subpar at best, alright? Let's be real here, it still is, but I don't know, everything just felt like I could be doing better. And I hated it. I did not like feeling like I could have been better, and I never blew up. I still haven't blown up. And this right now is more of a documentation of less the destination that I've come to YouTube as my destination, but the fact to state that right now I am on a journey. And that journey, let me get closer to my mic here. So that journey is not to become famous. Well, it kind of is, but not to be like... It's not to just exist on YouTube as one of those content creators. It's to be a home for people that I'd want to be a home to. I think in the past, I have made videos and enjoyed it a lot. I loved making them. But at some point I lost that passion, and I think it came from just sitting there for, hours a day and realizing I'm at 200 subscribers, 250 subscribers, and it's not really going up. And that sounds like, oh, why can't you just be satisfied with the amount you have? But you can't. And that starts to go into the reason I came back. So along this journey, I have met a lot of people, I've had a lot of friends, I've lost a lot of friends. Everyone has. That's not some kind of, I've lost my friends, man. No, they're gone, who cares, they're not dead, hopefully. If you've lost friends like they died, that's fucked up, I'm sorry. I did not mean that in like, oh my god, fuck you for missing your friends. No, I mean like, people go. People come and go. And what stays is up to you. And for a long time, I feel like I've been a person that almost relies on other people to make them feel whole. And that's something that at first I was like, okay, that's not a bad thing. This is getting a lot deeper than I meant to. Shit. That's okay. You know, fuck it. Tomorrow's gonna have a comedy fun video, so, you know, look forward to that. If this is not type of your video, please don't feel obligated to watch. It's not my type of video either. These are just words that I want to speak, and at the end, there's definitely gonna be a follow through. So, after a while, I found that what I really wanted was to feel wanted by people that don't even know me yet. And I know that's a weird concept and kind of convoluted, if that's the word, but it's like the reason I know that this is something I want, and I'm gonna do it in the best way I can, not like a, you know, Jake Paul type. No offense if you like him, you know, I personally am not a fan at all, but like not some kind of arrogant way of making it to the top. That is my ultimate goal. It always has been, to be someone that can go from zero to hero. And, you know, I've tried to do that for years in video games, in art, and nothing's really, it's not worked for me. It's more, I've never really had the passion or the understanding of how. But when it comes to YouTubing and streaming, it's not, I don't have that. I feel like if I was given the chance, I would love to do this forever. And I haven't felt that way about really anything else. And so this is something different, especially now. I feel like before I didn't really realize what was happening. And now, after some courses of events, which I will get to in a moment, I've sort of realized what it's like to work a job that you do not want to work and come back and feel like you will do your utter best to not work that job again. Which is a perfect segue into the third and final part of this video, which is why I'm back. Why am I here filling your screen with retarded words and, you know, a not so nice face? Let's be honest, let's be real here. I forgot I had to fix that. I just realized I looked at my hair earlier and I was like, oh my god, that is disgusting. I kind of want to refilm this entire video now. So, the reason why I'm back, why I'm here, it started once upon a time on a Midnight Weary. I said that at the same time, but like, you know. A few weeks ago, I worked a job, and it was a very well-paying job. I worked for a company that shoots soccer and I think lacrosse and field hockey. They shoot videos for them. So I was a cameraman and a technical support on a shoot in Oceanside for 2 weeks. And I'll have a complete, you know, other video for that. You best bet I'm gonna clickbait that shit because, hey, I made $2,000 out there. That's some fucking... I made $2,000? Posing for a clickbait now? Okay, anyways. I'm just gonna look like I fucking sucked dick for $2,000. So I came back home after 2 weeks, and you know, it's not, a lot of people are probably gonna think, oh, you know, it's not that hard. You worked 2 weeks, you made $2,000, and you're right. No, it wasn't that hard. I do not think that for the work I did, no matter how long the days, it's like a lot of people work a lot harder for a lot less, and I respect those people a lot. But regardless, I came back to California. To LA. And Anime Expo was in 3 days, so I spent for the last 3 days, you know, relaxing at my dad's house, didn't leave my room, played video games 24/7, y'all already know, and I went to AX, and that's when things changed. And I'm gonna make a whole video on AX later, oh my god, so many things happened. But to break it short, I met some people that I've been looking up to for a very long time. One was Lily Pichu, who I mentioned in my last video, and I'll link her down in the description, and the other was Albert Chang, her boyfriend, Slightly Musical. And to me, meeting them was something that I never really thought was gonna happen. And that's always something, for me at least, where, actually I think I could speak for most, you know, people who look up to online celebrities, you never really think you're gonna meet them. And the idea that they're a person is a really hard to grasp idea, but in the past, that's happened for me where I've met people that I've looked up to. I'll make another video on that, actually. Holy shit. See? Content ideas. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I said this before, you can never hear that because it's gone. But I'll say it right now. This shit's giving me content, alright? Just talking about stuff. Hey, ideas, okay? I'm not gonna have a dead channel this time. It's gonna be living. So, I found that when I met Lily and Albert, there was something in me that was so excited, but at the same time hated it. Not because they were bad people. Lily's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Albert was so cool. She was also one of the nicest people I've ever met. They were just honestly outstanding. Of the famous online people that I've looked up to, they were probably the nicest. And I really respect that from them. What I hated was not meeting them. It was the fact that they didn't want to meet me. And not in like, oh, you know, they didn't want to meet me. It's they didn't want to go out of their way to meet me. I know that sounds so bad. But for me, there's this thing that's been building, and it's like a fire to be something that has just not been done before. Something at least I haven't done before. You know, I don't want to be able to go to an event like that again and feel like I'm just one of the 100,000 people that are there. Almost 200,000 now, actually, by the way. Shout out to Anime Expo. They're fucking insane. Awesome event if you haven't already been. Love Anime Expo. But I hate being just a number. At least there. It, for me, is really lonely. And I never feel alone in a crowd. It's really weird because you're surrounded by people all the time, but you're not, you know, you see them, and if you're alone, especially if you don't really have a group, which I didn't really have this one this year, it feels like you're not a person almost. Like you're lower than you should be on the food chain of life. And I just did not like that at all. So I made a bet. I made a deal with myself that I was going to come back and I was going to find some way to be there as anything but a normal person next year. And that's brought me to halfway to where I am now. And that is right here on my wall. I don't think you can see it, but there's a bunch of stuff. And I was planning out for about a week before this. Actually, over a week before this. It started last Monday, directly after Anime Expo. And I started planning out who I wanted to be and what my channel was going to be like and what my Twitch channel was going to be like. Because that is something I've always wanted to be big on. That's something that's always been my real goal, is to be big on Twitch and YouTube. And that's a really typical thing to say, and I don't like being typical, but it's true. It's what I want to be. I love the fact that you can express yourself freely. You can make videos like this that you don't really need anyone to watch, but you do it because fuck it, right? Nobody really cares, but I do. I want to make this video. I like talking. I like the sound of my own voice, apparently. Don't really, but sometimes you just gotta do something to start a journey. That brings me to the tipping point. I had a schedule right here: Monday planning, Tuesday avatar design, Wednesday expression sheet, channel banner on Thursday, Friday script, Saturday record, Sunday edit, publish, and Sunday edit and publish Monday? What? Excuse me? If you know me for any length of time, you know that shit ain't gonna happen. I got to the avatar design and I was like, alright, I'm good for this week. But then on Monday, I messaged Albert, because the Albert I met at Anime Expo, you know, Albert Chang, and I've been messaging him kind of back and forth. He's a very busy person, so he doesn't message back as much, but you know, he does message back, which is really nice. I really appreciate that, especially because he is such a busy person. But I messaged him that I was kind of stuck in what he calls the ideation phase of making videos. And I have a lot of ideas that I want to put out, but I don't really know how to put them out yet. And he told me through a video as well as through words that you have to get started to get anywhere. And that is something that is so basic, but to me was a real wake-up call, just because I knew that. I 100% knew that. But for some reason I wasn't doing it. And there's a Japanese saying and kind of methodology is that if you know something and don't act on it, then you don't really know it. I think that's the correct way of saying it. I'm not sure. But it's I've always really respected that. And the fact that I wasn't following it was bothering me a lot. So he also sent me this video called The Gap by Ira Glass, and I will definitely link that in the description. It is such a beautiful inspiration to creators and to anyone, really. So pretty much what it says is sometimes you get stuck. As a creator or a creative person, or any person really, if you have a kind of competitive mindset in you, is that you have very good taste. And what that means is you can tell when a picture or a song is good or bad. And what a lot of artists face is the fact that sometimes they look at something they've done. And for instance, me earlier, I was drawing something, and at this point, I was saying that I wanted to put my hand through my fucking monitor because I was so mad at what I had drawn that I spent my time and I came up with something garbage. And that is something as an artist that most people face, which is you have very good taste, but sometimes there's a gap between what you can do and what you want to be able to do. And so for me, making YouTube videos a year ago, I could definitely see that my channel wasn't growing. I wasn't growing as a person. There was a lot of things going on. I just needed to not. And I didn't. I just nodded. I got stuck in this point where I didn't want to continue. And that's something that a lot of artists get stuck in. Some people, just completely lose art intentionally in any form it comes in, because it's just their taste is good, but their hands, their hearts, their minds are just not able to bridge that gap. And so I'm looking at myself now and I'm realizing that there's a gap. There's always going to be a gap, and that is what is so beautiful about being a person. Being a human being on this planet is there's always going to be a gap between what you want to be and where you're at now. And that is so awesome, because there's a million pictures you can draw and there's a million billion mistakes you can make, but the act of drawing, the act of spending your time and getting that shit out there, that's what makes an artist. That's what makes a good artist. That makes a good creator of anything. And I just want to say thank you to Albert for that video, and that this is not my destination where I am right now, making a video, making 2 videos, making 3 videos. This is just the beginning of the journey. And if you're willing to hit that subscribe button and come with me on this hopefully long and successful journey, I think that it's gonna be a fun ride. I really hope so, at least, because that's all I've really ever wanted to do, is just finally go from 0 to hero. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, why am I doing that? I'm sorry. Hope you got something out of this. If you did, then comment, what you really felt about this. I know this is a long video and I know barely anybody's gonna get through it, but maybe you want to say, hey, what a wonderful day. I said, hey, what a... I think that's how the song goes. Anyways, I'm Zero. As always, it's been good. I'll see you tomorrow with a new Light Eat video, and that's all. Thank you so much for watching. じゃあね。いつも通りの通りこんな日にも早くゴリゴリもうどこにも行きやしないのに夢見ておやすみ。いつでも僕らはこんな風に僕らの夜にハキハキまた踊りを取り出す明日に出会うためにさようなら。